everybody, welcome or welcome back. It's Paula here with Paula's Imperfect Plans. On my channel, I share all of my personal finance as well as my personal planning. Today, we are here for a financial related video, and we're here for Transfer Tuesday. I've started to do these every 2 weeks. It just makes more sense when I don't have as much coming in or side hustle stuff coming in to do it every 2 weeks. That's when we get paid. So I've been doing it the Tuesday following our payday Friday. So as we jump in for our Transfer Tuesdays, we are looking at all the progress that we've been able to make toward our financial goals in the last 2 weeks. First thing, we completed a debt binder, which you probably haven't seen that video yet, but that was $482 with our August 22nd paycheck after our bills were paid, or I shouldn't say bills because some of these are bills, but after our other things and requirements were met, the amount that we had to put toward our financial goals was $430.67. I got my tax bill for September, and I had $1,100 set aside, and my tax bill is $1,008. So I made a decision, since right now the biggest focus is debt, that I was just going to take that and pull it and put it on the debt. So that's $92 that gets to come into our transfers. And then I also had a mini savings challenge for debt that we completed yesterday, and that was $80. So our total that we're able to work with for Transfer Tuesday is $1,084.67. And now I'm going to hop over to our spreadsheet. Here is our goals spreadsheet from Debt Free Jessie. This is week 6 of the 12-week year. And so we'll go ahead and start just at the top. Currently, we are working on overall a 3-month emergency fund, and we are working on currently funding month 2, and we have $1,035.73 toward that. With this paycheck, we did $75, which brought us up to $1,110.73 in month 2. For the total of the 3-month emergency fund, we have $4,110.73. So that's 46% funded for the entire 3-month emergency fund. Then if we go down to travel, currently I'm working on saving up spending money for our otherwise paid for trip to the Dominican. We had $305.61 coming into this week. We put $50 in from our budget, which means we now have $355.61 saved. So that particular line item is 71% funded. And then next we come up to our Wells Fargo. This is our final personal debt. It was our HELOC. I split the HELOC into 2 balance transfer cards. I paid the first one off in July, I think. Anyway, July. Here we are. And we're down coming into week 6. We had $4,155.80. Mind you, when I started this, I had the minimum payment to pay it off before the balance transfer offer expired. So while it was still 0% interest, so I wasn't planning on paying this off for another year. I have 1 year until the interest kicks in on this. And at some point, once I saw what could snowball and when I was really focusing on it, what we were able to do, I was able to pay the first one off many months less than I planned on, which means that all of our focus now is going to the Wells Fargo card. So it is cool to see the progress add up, and this helps to keep me accountable. So first off, we did the $92 from the tax money that I just pulled out of the high yield savings account. Then from our paycheck budget, we were able to do $305.67. The debt binder was $482 and the mini was $80. So that was a total of $959.62 in payments that we made in the last 2 weeks. And that brings our balance down to $3,196.13. This is now 56% paid, this particular card, and our HELOC as a whole that has been our final personal debt is at 91%. But this guy is 56% paid off. And I started really focusing on it in July, the second half of July even. So little bits add up, putting the things aside. I'm just trying to think, I usually something I usually get a pedicure every 4 or 5 weeks. Just one thing that I like to do for myself, um, that I put in the budget. So the 22nd was the paycheck that I should have done that, but I like waited so long to get my last paycheck and just rolled over the money that like once the 22nd came, I was only like a week and a half, 2 weeks into this pedicure. So I was like, that $50 is going to debt. Not even pulling it. I don't need it right now. Like just seeing those little sacrifices and watching them add up um, to that money is really exciting. So that is where we are currently for this Tuesday. I would love to hear and interact with you down in the comments and hear about any transfers you made or any work you did towards your financial goals in the last week. So thank you guys as always so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.